Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's doing well. Me and the Jackster are doing pretty good. Although I don't know if you can hear it's not really rain. I don't think it's the wind blowing the trees and all the rain falling out of the trees hitting the roof. Or it could be rain. Anyway, Joanne said the next 7 days it's probably going to be just like today. And I'm like, ugh. Oh, well, it is what it is. Let's get this last little cookie. All right, let's take a look, see who's hanging out with us over here today. We got some thumbs up rocking over there. Good deal. George says, good morning, all from Southeast Michigan. Severe clear sky, temps 53, heading to 76. These are conditions I used to pray for when I was flying, where you can see forever. Yeah, that sounds pretty good right there. Visibility's pretty low around here. They showed the tower cam things from downtown Atlanta, and it's pretty froggy around here. LB Sharp, good morning, sir. Troy Pritchard, happy Thursday to you. Larry Galt's here. Good morning, Larry. Mark Lindsay's here this morning. How you doing, Mark? And Paul Stewart, thank you for the thumbs up, buddy. Marcello's here. Good morning. Ronald Cool. Good morning, sir. Wilson Rubottom. He says 2 thumbs up. Hot diggity. Let's see. Who am I missing? Monroe Cook. Good morning. Thomas Grimm says about the same here, George. Today, 83, high, low 62. Clear in, I don't know how you say that, Mahomet, however you say it, in Illinois there. Clyde's here this morning. Good morning, Clyde. Gary Hammett, good morning, sir. Kevin Else, good morning. Happy Thursday to you. Bart Vixel, good morning, Bart. Hope you're doing well. And it says, morning from my Ozark cabin this morning. All right, good deal. Mark says we're supposed to finally get some rain tomorrow and Saturday. All righty. How's the smoke doing, Mark? You still getting the crazy smoke stuff that you were getting there for a while? Maybe that rain will knock that down a little bit. Well, let's see. What we're going to talk about this morning. I still have not purchased any unicorn spit. Got tied up with yesterday. I should have reminded folks, although I don't think anybody that watches the coffee, well, maybe 1 or 2 of you are self-employed. But of course, yesterday was tax day. That's another reason why I was so cheerful. But anyway, I got busy doing some administrative stuff and paying my taxes. But anyway, so I didn't really get to have any fun yesterday. May try to have some today. I don't know. Going to start working on. I think what I'm going to do, like I've said this now about 3 days in a row when we talk about the unicorn spit and the RIT dye, I think I'm going to try to cut up some ring segments and make a couple of bowls, not real big bowls, but smaller, and then do that comparison stuff with the RIT and the whatever kind of unicorn spit I can find that has Okay, Thomas is given the pronunciation here. Muhammad. Muhammad. Okay. I'll go with that then. But yeah, I think I'm going to start cutting. So that's the trouble with doing those segmented things. It takes a while. First you got to get the table saw cleared off. That's step one. And then you got to get the sled set up, stop block, figure out the length and width you're going to cut your segments. And you got to cut either, if you don't already have the strips, you've got to cut them up. And in my case, I cut them because I'm just using those 2x6s that I have several of back there. But, then you cut them. And then you got to lightly sand them, just enough to knock the fuzzies off. You don't want to sand them too hard because you don't want to change the angle or, put a radius on the edge or anything. You want to keep everything sharp. So you just real lightly sand them. And then dry fit them. Make sure they fit. Of course, with the wedgie sled, if you do it right and you use the templates that I sell, because they're like super accurate, and follow the directions on how to use that wedgie sled, it's a no-brainer because any error you have is offset by the opposite segment you're putting next to it. So it's really easy to do, I think, if you do it right. I see still a lot of guys I've seen, even using the wedgie sled, they don't do it correctly because they don't mark the strip. Before you cut it, you're supposed to take pen or Sharpie or whatever and mark the top side and then mark the edge that's going to go against the fence. And if you do that, then when you take your segments, you make sure that, because when you mark them, you make sure that all the segments have the mark that you put on top, that's up, that it's never turned down. But then the other one, every other segment has the line on either the outside of the segment or the inside. And if you do that, it's a no-brainer, because any error that you might have in your, maybe your table saw is not 90 degrees. Maybe it's 89.9 or 90.02 or something, what little bit it's off. All that's thrown out of the equation when you alternate the segments like that. Why don't I use the CNC to cut the segments? Well, for one, it would take way longer than using the sled. It doesn't take long to cut the segments. Once you get it set up, it's just, and you got them knocked out. And like I said, you can cut them accurate. So, there's no reason to cut them on the CNC. Like I've said a million times, the CNC is not the right tool for the job every time. Just because I'm a well known as a CNC guy, everybody thinks, oh, well, you should just do that on the CNC. Nah, it's not always the right tool for the job. Let's see here. Monroe has done taxes for nearly, done tax days for nearly 30 years. Did you say you miss it? No. Okay. Okay, Mark says, smoke has been bad since July. That's why we're all really happy about the rain. So you've been out there doing a rain dance and stuff? Steve's here. Glad you made it, Steve. Let's see, how many we got here? We got 19 folks here. Not a bad little crowd for a Thursday, I guess. If I Favorite Solar Man's here. How you doing, Ryan? Hope all the family's well. Jesse's here this morning. How you doing, Jesse? Yeah, but that's the plan. I think I'll try to work on that some today because it's going, with this weather the way it is, I can't really do much else. I'll go ahead and my table saw, it's basically cleared off. The side that the sled goes on is cleared off. I got a few odds and ends and stuff piled up on the other side. But I'll probably clean that off and cut some segments up and get them glued up and try to make 2 identical size bowls. And then try to do that test. But I got to get some of that stuff ordered. If I can get it from Amazon, I'll have it by, let's see, today's Thursday. If I ordered today, I'd probably have it Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, Mark says he's been doing the rain dance since June. But was there any video? The internet law, no video or it didn't happen. No wonder it's taking so long to get rain. Let's see, Larry says, Texas hospital faces closure over the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Are we going to get started talking about that again? I don't get it. This time last year, all those healthcare workers that work constantly around the clock, every single day, around all those people that had COVID before there was a vaccine. This time last year, they were heroes. Now it's like, you're going to take the jab or you lose your job. There's just something not right about that. And if they don't want to take it, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Uh-oh. Ryan says, family is good. And there is a few things happening in the big shop. You don't know how much that excites me. I like when there's things happening in the big shop. I guess that means a video will be coming out shortly. Mark says, some things better left unseen, and me dancing is one of them. I'll take your word for that one, Mark. Hey, there's Rob Schuster. Mr. Schuster. The drum making son of a gun right there. Dave Mack says, morning all, out walking with Jax. Good deal. Bruce Foley's here. Good morning, Bruce. Hope all y'all are doing well. Jax, I thought he went out on the porch. Porch is kind of wet and plus there's canopy of trees overhead, so every time the wind blows, it blows the rain out of him. So he's sitting right there in the doorway where he can keep an eye on the squirrels and chipmunks that like to come out and bother him. Yeah, I watched a few more videos of the unicorn spit stuff. It's just, I still have not, I'm hoping to search YouTube, and I know if somebody's out there eventually, I'll run across it. Okay, Ryan wants to know, why does Rob and Larry have their name Blue? Well, their name is Blue, and they have the little wrench, and I believe Clyde does too as well. Because on that morning that we had the trolls show up and try to put naughty words in the chat, I quickly had to make some moderate because there was comments coming in so fast I was having trouble getting them by myself. So yeah, you can be special too if you want, Ryan. But they are special. They have the wrench, the coveted wrench. Yeah. In fact, watch this. There. Now you are special too, Ryan. So I don't know how soon it shows up. Comment again, Ryan, since I clicked that. I hope I did it right. But yeah, that's why you see the little blue names in the wrenches. Oh, there you go. See, now you're special, just like Rob and Clyde and Larry. But see, those are people, when I was trying to pick some people to be moderators, those are the ones right off the top of my head that I know are here like every stinking day. Clyde and Larry for sure, and Rob's here most days, I think. So, Rob says, darn, I was going to delete his comment. Yeah, we could have put him in timeout or something, couldn't we? But yeah, hopefully, knock on wood. We, out of all the shows I've done, and not counting coffee, because this is like 391 coffee sessions, so that's a boatload. But then I think I've done, I think I did 61 CNC with Dave's, the first one, and then I did 100 and some of CNC with Dave Gatton, and then I've done, I don't know how many, a handful or a couple dozen or so of the Gatton CNC Live, and then of course the coffee set. So you put all those together. I've done a bunch of live streams, and out of all those, it's very rare that we've had a troll pop in. But yeah, it's which is good. But when they do pop in, they're like a little pesky mosquito. You can't hardly get rid of them. You delete one or put one in timeout or ban one or whatever, and either another person or the same one with a different channel name. It's probably just one person that, gets a bunch of fake channels, and then they decide, hey, I'm going to go trolling today or something. I don't know. People just don't have better things to do. But yeah. Well, yeah, because it's annoying to the people that are there to watch, legit, and they don't like that stuff any more than the person doing the stream. So Gary says, in my guitar show, did I do guitar shows? I used to do live streams where I gave away a guitar. I gave away a bunch of those license plate guitars. Troy says, I used to be special when I was a kid and rode the short bus. Now I drive it. Okay. Give us an update, Mark. Have you done the move yet? And I should say the move, and you know what I'm talking about. Has that happened yet? And if so, should we look forward to some video? Can't wait for that to get going. Let's see, what else was I had a couple things I was going to talk about, and then I get out here and I forget stuff. I don't write them down. Had a kind of a tragic story. It was in Atlanta somewhere, I think. Somewhere in Georgia, I guess. I don't really remember what it was, but there was a guy that was driving drunk, and of course the cops tried to pull him over, and he took off, and was driving erratic, and just being dangerous. And so the police, and I don't know what police it was, whether it was Atlanta police or Georgia State Patrol or who it was, but anyway, they did the pit maneuver. And I don't know the details. I don't know if the car rolled or what. But anyway, it ended in an accident. And, of course, the drunk guy is fine. No problem with him. But he had a kid. I think he had a young boy in the car with him, not buckled up. And the kid, unfortunately, died. And, of course, you look on Facebook and everybody's trying to blame the cops. And I'm like, no responsibility. Nobody takes responsibility. So that was not good. It's just an unfortunate thing. Cops had no way of knowing, as they never know who's in the car. All they know is there's one person driving crazy. That's all they ever know. But anyway, that's going to be the big stink now for a while they hash that out. Gary says, in your guitar show. Wait a minute. I already said that one. Oh, you had some on the CNC, the 4-string guitar. Well, I did some videos. I don't think I ever did a live stream. I might have. Heck, I don't know what I've done. Been doing this YouTube thing for a long, long time. Clyde says, Mark has the baseboard done. Yeah, I saw that. Looks good. Looks good. You'll have a really nice place to live if Linda ever kicks you out. So I wonder if that's why you're making it so nice out there. Have you put in a bathroom? I just use the front porch off here if I got to go bad. I just go hang it off the front porch because nobody can see me out here. Larry says, I found that buying a lathe is only a minor cost compared to all the other things you can get for it to add up fast. I hate to break this to you, Larry, but yeah, that's not a big secret. I mean, pretty much anybody that's ever purchased a lathe has said pretty much that same thing. The lathe, there's a lot of folks that tell you the lathe is the cheapest thing you buy. It's the most expensive up front. But once you buy that lathe, whether you buy a nice one or, somebody gives you one or whatever, it's a money pit. It is a money pit. But, it doesn't have to be that bad. I mean, there are tons of YouTube videos, and me being cheap well, let's say frugal. I like the word frugal better. But I watch a lot of videos on how to make your own tools. I was watching one just the other day because I don't have any kind of hollowing tool. And by hollowing tool, you probably know what I mean if you've been looking at lathe tools. A hollowing tool usually has some kind of a little curve to it, and it has the, like a carbide tip out here, so you can use it to get like around like a vase the way it does. And but I was watching Mike Peace. He's a Georgia guy. Mike Peace Wood Turning, I think, is his channel. I think it. Anyway, his name's Mike Peace. And he was showing how you can take in fact, the first one he showed was an Allen wrench, where he took an Allen wrench and just cut the end off a little shorter, and then sharpens it up, puts an edge on it, and then fastens it, into a handle. But there's lots of videos where you can buy the tool steel pretty cheap. You can get it off Amazon and stuff. Probably get it at your hardware store in some cases, or the big box stores, everybody says. And just make your own kind of carbide tools. All you got to do is buy the little tip, have a drill and a tap where you can tap a little countersink screw in it, and so the tools you can, and again, some of the fixture type things, it can run into a lot of money if you buy everything. But just like you've seen my video where I made, it's down here on the floor, where I made the excuse me, hold on, got tickled. Yeah, got a tickle in my throat. Where I made the steady rest using skateboard wheels I got at Goodwill for just a couple of bucks. So you can really have a lot of fun on a lathe without spending some big money. But then again, if you got the money, you can drop a ton of money on stuff, and that ain't even counting the lathe. So let's see. I'm missing some comments here. Mark says he has no plumbing out there. Zoning laws won't allow it. So you'll need to do the same thing I do then. Yeah. Yeah, Brian's true. That anything that's fun can be a rabbit hole, and I don't know about scroll saw, and I don't know that scroll saw blades are pretty cheap. That might be one that's not so bad, but I tried that. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was okay when I first started doing it, and then I'm like, okay, been there, done that. Time to move on and do something else more fun. Plus, you're sitting on your butt when you're scrolling. Although the guys that do it are fantastic artists, they do great work, but it's just not my thing. That's George saying. Dave cracks a joke. Mark, glad you're a good old boy who can take it. The bathroom is a great idea, though. The older you get, the more important it is. Well, I hope everybody knows that I have a very dry sense of humor, so a lot of times I might say something and somebody will go, man, Dave's being mean today. But I'm not. If I didn't think somebody could take a joke, I probably wouldn't say it. Although I'm wrong sometimes. I have lost, but I won't mention his name, but there's one guy who won't even come on the coffee sessions anymore because he got ticked off because he thought I was being sarcastic. That's me. That's how I roll. And he did not take it that way. Put me a private Facebook message, and I'm like, okay. Have a nice day. Yeah, I don't think the guitar ones. Well, like I said, the guitar ones, they weren't really a guitar live stream, but I would do a Gatton CNC thing, or was it CNC with Dave? I don't remember which one it was because I've done them under 3 different names. I think it was the CNC with Dave Gatton. But anyway, that's the ones where at the end of the show we'd do people would, I forget how we did it. We did a drawing somehow, and they would win those. So I gave several of those away. I think I've got one of those left. But anyway. Mark says, the shop is the same. I've spent more setting it up this year than I spent building it last year. Yeah, well, you're not just building a shop, though. You're building because yours is on, to me, I almost say you're building a studio, not a shop, because you're making it way too nice. I mean, you look around here. This is a shop. You got a studio. That's what you got. You're going to have a studio with some tools in it. I got a shop with a bunch of dirt in it. That's what I got. Let's see, Jesse says, what's the zoning law? I was supposed to check that before building my shop. Alrighty. Looks like my time is... Did I not set my timer? I must not have set it because I just now looked up and we're 33 minutes. You weren't building your shop on YouTube and making it public. Oh, Jesse's wood shop. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't building mine either. They just brought it in and set it down. And when I was so anxious to get into this thing. Well, I mean, I still got, like right here and up on the ceiling, there's nothing. There's just insulation. I did like I do most things. I get so, I'm like, I got to get in there and get busy doing stuff. So I didn't even basically finish it. But it's good enough. I did get all the insulation done, and I did put wood up on some of the things, but I do have places like this end where these double doors are. There's just the insulation right here. There's the paper. And I kept saying, I'll get around to doing that one day. And it's, I've had this shop now since February of 2013. So it's been over 8 years. So probably not going to happen. Let's see. Gary said he's got a junkyard with tools in it. Yeah, I'd call that my garage because it's even messier than my shop. Let's see. Try to catch up on comments and we'll get out of here. Clyde says, I need dust collection on the Gatton bad. Well, if you don't have anything, you need it bad. But I will tell you that even once you get it, it ain't 100%. It ain't going to be 100%. You'll find dust floating up in places, pull something down off a high shelf or something and go, how does dust get on here? It floats around, gets all over everything, even with dust collection. So, all right, let's see. Mark says, that's why I haven't moved the tools yet. If I do that, I'll never finish the shop. Yeah, well, you're more patient than me. I couldn't wait to get out here. And it's been a lot of fun. It's weird when I stopped and thought about how long I've had this. Doesn't seem like I've had it 8 years, but I can remember how excited I was when, because they bring it on like a truck with a big trailer, and then they have that little, I don't know what you call that thing. It's kind of like a forklift, only it's only on like one axle, and it's got the thing, and they pick one end up, and then they stick some big wheels up under one end, set it down, and go around, pick up the other end, and that's how they drive it. Because this one is 12 by 28. And I'll never forget when the guys that delivered it came. They're like, "Can you show us where to put it?" And beforehand, the person that this woman, it's a woman, of course, that sells it, she came to make sure. That was her job, as part of the owner, salesman person. She would come here and check to make sure that it can be delivered where I wanted it. So I showed her, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, they can get it in here." And, of course, when the guys get here, they're like, "Oh, crap, look at this, what she did to us." But they got it. They got it. It took a little doing, kind of tight squeeze. And I didn't have any of my fence up then, so they didn't have to worry about trying to get through the gate. I have a big double gate over here now, which this thing would still fit through. But back then, they didn't have to worry about that. But anyhow, wow, I'm running way over. Let me get out of here. It's Thursday. Let's get out of here. And when we come back tomorrow, we'll be ready to kick off the weekend. So everybody have a great Thursday, or as some of you like to say, Friday Eve, and get you some coffee. Come back here tomorrow about 9 o'clock, and we will do this all over again. See y'all.